What's up, dude?
What's up?
You got some popcorn?
Yeah.
You got some popcorn? Thanks, man. Sweet. What's up, everybody? I am here with Master Marvin Ong. What's up, Marvin?
What's up?
What got you into juggling, performing, all the manipulation stuff? Let's start from the beginning.
Before I got into juggling, I was playing basketball, I guess.
Yes.
For 15 years, playing basketball.
Okay, cool. What was your favorite team?
Growing up with Jordan, and then
Get out of here.
And then
Bulls fan.
and then I love Kobe. It's
Yeah?
debatable. I feel like Kobe's style has it's a more the new school,
Okay,
more
right.
flavor. But I mean,
Wait. Okay, so that's LA, and then you got the Bulls. But I think Michael Jordan is pretty much the cream of the crop due to just, what he was up against. Yes, he had the team. Kobe sometimes didn't have a team, but he actually got, they both got championships. They both have a great style. They both have confidence.
Yep.
Kobe's got his way of, dude, he's hitting clinchers like crazy.
Yeah, Kobe's
Michael Jordan never hit most clinchers. Most of the time, he would actually miss the time of the shot. But at the end, he just never stopped. He'd keep going.
I feel like Michael Jordan is like
hoop.
more of the, when you watch like a movie that's a superhero, Michael Jordan's more that, and Kobe is just more like the new flavor,
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah.
No, I think I like what you're saying there. Michael Jordan's kind of like, you watch him, you're like, how the hell did they do that? You know what I mean? Like, how did that happen? Like the one time, I don't know if you remember, he did this one where he went up, and he's going this way, but nope, I'm going this way. And he's spinning it, and at the end, you don't even notice there's 3 defenders, goes over them, hits the rim, spins it, and goes right into the, it's like, how the heck? He's like a Steve Nash. Steve Nash bounces off guys, and it's like, he's always bouncing off people, and it always goes in. You know what I mean? I'm a big Steve Nash fan. That's my guy.
I played ball, and then I grew up in Malaysia. It's 95 degrees.
Malaysia, man. I've been to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. It's beautiful.
And the currency is smaller, right? So it's it's pretty rough. It's expensive to buy it.
Oh man, it is. But it looks like futuristic there. There's a lot of new kind of stuff going on.
The development is crazy now.
I juggled there.
It's there's no limit. It's just going up and up.
What's the name of those 2 towers? I always forget.
The KL Towers or the Petronas Towers?
Yeah, the Petronas Towers. That was it. I juggled in the middle of those Petronas Towers. It's crazy. Here's a crazy story. So I was actually going from Singapore to Thailand, and I only had about 8 hours to be in Malaysia. I said, forget it. I'm leaving the airport. You know what that's like, right? Because once you leave the airport, you're like, oh man, how am I going to get back to get my flight? I took the train down there, went to the towers, got up there, got to the top, juggled, and then I went down. I juggled just in the bottom to make some videos. And at that time, I was like, oh crap, I'm having too much juggling, so much fun. I was like, crap, I got to get my plane. Get back on the train, made it in the pack, made it to my plane, got to Thailand. Yep, so that's my story with Malaysia, man.
Crazy.
Let's go back to what we were saying. So, what is your thing? Are you a juggler? Are you a manipulator? Or are you just this magical master Zen kind of guy? Or tell me about that. What got you into juggling, and then what got you eventually into manipulation? Because stuff I see is just magical. What you were doing with one club was just out there.
So I think I started going to electronic parties, just playing glow sticks, swinging sticks around, and then found people spitting fire. But then right from the beginning, I think a lot of people, when they see fire, they get really whoa, that's fire.
Right.
Or the fire is equal to the chainsaws. You see whoa, crazy, the chainsaw. But for me, right from the beginning, it didn't appeal to me. I could see through the fire. I could see through the sparkles. I could see the technique right from the beginning. And I was thinking, why are they spitting fire? I don't understand. I'm doing more tricks with just glow sticks on shoelaces. I couldn't understand why they're doing fire while I'm doing more tricks here without fire. And that already, I think I already had a, juggler mindset, I guess.
Right,
right. And then but then in the, I think the early 2000s, mid 2000s, contact poi started coming up. Ronan was the guy. They kind of started it. They tied a small ball and a big ball.
Ronan, okay.
Yeah, Ronan from Ireland. And Declan is also from Ireland, I think, gave him the small handles and started
cool.
And then so he started throwing it, and then so he started throwing and it started rolling, so the poi started rolling and throwing. So that was the first time poi started getting acknowledgement or respect in the juggling world.
Cool.
And then so that kind of became a thing, and then I saw it online because I was learning how to do a little bit of poi because I was doing glow sticks. So glow sticks is kind of a mixture of I don't think that art kind of goes on anymore because it was part of an era.
Like the rave era?
Yeah, rave era. And then
I was in that era.
And
that was fun.
before the electronics became the thing, right? So you had nothing, you just had glow sticks. So it's a mixture of yo-yo, nunchucks, and poi. So you have a little bit of flowers, a little bit of like nunchucks, a little bit of string manipulation.
That sounds like one heck of a party.
Yeah. There's groups of people there, predominantly in America, and then that kind of like died out. And then so I saw contact poi, and then all of a sudden like contact poi appealed to me.
Right.
Because I didn't care about the fire, so I wanted to learn contact poi. So I bought some contact poi, and I started throwing for the first time and learning how to like open up and spin.
Okay.
And so that's kind of like the beginning. And then I knew I had to have a mirror, because if a mirror I could see if my planes are right, my body is straight.
Right.
So I only practiced with a mirror. So
It's kind of like a dancer. It looks at their body and wants to see the formations and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's a dance with a prop, so you kind of like start looking at geometry. Without a mirror, I would never practice.
Right.
And then so I started practicing my lines, and then I started learning how to throw, and then I started going to fire festivals.
Cool.
So fire festivals is different from juggling festivals. Juggling festivals,
What's all
it's
that?
been going on for like 70-something years, 71 years. The oldest fire festival is 15 years, maybe 14 years old.
Wow.
It's young.
Cool.
It's from fire drums, right?
Wow.
And then that derives.
Fire drums, nice.
That derives
Sounds cool.
from the culture of, I guess, rave, or no, not rave, but rave culture bleeds into Burning Man culture, and then fire is inside of Burning Man culture, so it derives out into.
Whoa. Rave culture goes to Burning Man culture. This got to be a hell of a party. I've been to parties. This must be a crazy party.
It is the craziest party on earth. I mean, Burning Man. I mean, I'm sure you've heard.
But yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But what about fire drums? Is that like another crazy party, but just a bunch of juggling, just a bunch of pulling, just a bunch of manipulation?
It depends on the word party. I feel like everybody has a different definition for words. Like
just hit
even
the
if you
music,
ask-
go all night long, and just jam out.
Even if you ask what's the definition of love or definition of juggling, everybody has a different definition.
Right.
So what is a party? Right?
We're getting deep here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like
I
fire
gotcha.
drums, it has the music. It goes till like pretty late, but it also has a lot of workshops. So during the daytime, I think there's, I don't know, maybe like 10 workshops going synchronously.
And these are more towards manipulation and poi and that kind of stuff? Or is there also juggling as well?
So it's fire festival dominant, right? So
Okay.
it's also categorized as flow arts, right? And then they started,
Flow arts, okay,
they started
got
in 2004, fire drums. And then so the dominant prop is poi, staff, and hoop. Right? The three main, juggling is clubs, balls, and rings. Flow arts is poi, staff, and hoop.
Okay.
Right? And in poi, staff, and hoop, there's less throwing at that time. So it's more just like swinging it around and trying to make shapes.
Okay.
So that's kind of like the beginning. And it also bleeds into, like I said, like rave. It's not going, it's like it bleeds, right? It bleeds.
Right.
So you have rave culture, you have burning culture, and then you have kind of like flow arts, right? So it touches it. So it has the element of dance, right? Element
Very
of
cool.
movement.
Yeah.
So that's like kind of like the priority of these kind of like sections.
Well, I've seen some shows, like, and I've also been in some shows where there's a lot of girls that do the hoop and they do certain poi and stuff, and it's awesome, man. It's just a way that they move their body in a dance, and it's just like kind of a gypsy or even a tribal way of doing it. Man, I totally dig that stuff.
It's more tribal.
Yeah,
more
I would love to go to some of these festivals for sure.
Absolutely. And then so as time evolved, like Burning, it's interesting as it goes parallel with Burning Man too, and as internet kind of like changes how it is, because Burning Man used to be, I don't know, I think like it's like it used to be like the weird people that go, you know, like, and now it's, I think in 2000
more artistic.
more artistic,
open-minded.
more open-minded. But then in like 2000,
I mean, we're all weird in a way, right?
everybody's weird. Everybody's weird.
Everybody's weird
in their little way, right? In their own little way.
Absolutely.
Everybody's a little crazy too in their own little way.
I think it's good to have a tiny crazy, but just as long as you have a structure and a formula that works for you, and
you don't hurt people.
you don't go to jail.
Yeah.
You know, it's not good.
You don't do illegal stuff and don't hurt people. Most
Stay away from the kids.
Yeah, and then so, but then internet kind of like exploded Burning Man because the videos went viral. So and then in 2012, I think it sold out. If I'm not mistaken, it's either 2012 or 2011. It sold out for the first time. And then so all of a sudden, a lot of people knew about it.
Right.
And so the electronic music scene also changes. I think because back then it was rock, right? Back in the 80s, I don't know. And it became electronic music scene is kind of like the EDM, right?
Yep, the EDM, all these festivals,
taking over the world. And then within the EDM big umbrella, you have kind of like the spinning arts, right? Because people, they're at a party and they don't want to dance. So they maybe
I go to EDC, and when it comes to Miami and Orlando, in that area,
I used to go to EDC from 2004 to 2010, but then it was like just too much work for me. I wanted to do just have fun and spin, and I don't want to go through the lines. I don't want to go through all that stuff.
Let's talk about their festival. You have a festival, right?
I do have a festival.
And then what's that like?
So the combination, this is where like, it kind of like merges. So Burning Man kind of like got popular, and then so I think there's multiple generations, like jugglers, they have a lot of generations, but then so the Flores is new, right? It's 14 years old, so the generational gap is like kind of hitting the first, kind of like first range. So it kind of like started when they brought the Europeans here to be instructors, and a lot of us from 2010 or 2009 saw all these Europeans. We would ask them, so what's going on in Europe? And they would say EJC. And then so we were like, okay, we want to go to EJC. There were a few that went over the years. And then in 2013, I think that we had a group of like 20 something together. We went to Toulouse.
So your own posse, your own
yeah.
flow posse,
and I think the difference between a juggling community and I guess the florist community is the florist community is younger by age, and then also like the juggling community is older and bigger. So therefore, the connection you can't know everybody, right? While when you have a smaller circle, you have a tighter bond. So that's just how it is.
You guys are like family, you know, brothers and sisters for sure. Awesome.
And then so we all went to EJC, and then there was like the divergence that kind of like started happening. So the generation that went to Burning Man, the spinners and the floor artists, a lot of them started migrating to EJC. So every year it became more and more. So the 2013.
So you got inspired, and that's how you got your festival put together? Is that?
And then so I went to EJC, and then I kind of like just look around and see what's going on here on EJC. And then the format is a little bit different, right? I mean, if you've been to EJC, so a flow festival typically doesn't have a gym, typically doesn't have a facility, it doesn't have power. And
so what, you guys just camping?
Yeah, it's camping.
Cool.
It's usually in the woods, in the nature. That's the traditional way.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. And then juggling festivals usually are in the city. They have a gym. There's no camping. Pros and cons. You live on site. There's more communal. You know, you eat together. You see each other. If you live off site, then you have to come in and out. So there's like less, right? There's less time spent there. And then I guess like the merging started happening where like when some of us saw what the Europe scene was like. The Europe scene was the merge. They have the gym, they have camping, and it's cheap, and they have a lot of people.
Cool.
And it's more in Europe, the juggling, if you're not familiar, it's more performance art, it's more hip, it's more in. So there's more younger people, newer blood. I'm talking about 20s or 30s. There's like more like a connection of a lineage where I feel that in America, juggling is a little dry, a little square, more traditional, and therefore as time evolved, you can see there's less people picking up juggling because I mean there's video games and electronics, right? I mean this from my perspective. I mean I could be wrong, but that's from what I saw. So I went to Europe, I saw all these kind of like platforms and all these shows and diversity of juggling. Then I realized it's all juggling, but then in the end you come back to the definition of a word. You could define a word to. Everybody has a different definition
of juggling.
Of juggling,
tossing things in the air,
or whatever, right? Whatever word,
catching things,
whatever word. Everybody has a different definition.
Okay.
So for me, when I saw juggling, it equals object manipulation. It doesn't matter if it's flow or whatever. It's playing with objects.
All right.
But then there's the umbrella that breaks a little bit, where like the approach, where like let's say you see this now and it's gone, and then you see it again. It's sort of like magic.
Can I have some popcorn?
It's like magic, right?
Yeah.
So magic is like,
thanks, man.
I cannot show you the technique, right? But then there's like the approach of that. But juggling is the opposite. Juggling is like, I show you the technique, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
And then here comes manipulation, where I believe manipulation lies somewhere in between magic and juggling, right in between. Because it's not about trickery or hiding the technique, but it's more like optical visuals and illusions, like how it's floating on my arm or how the shape is kind of like moving a line. But then it's also like part of juggling because it's kind of like, I'll share with you.
This is awesome.
Technique.
It's never ending.
So that's how
This is amazing. No, wait, stop. Manipulation will be a whole new thing where I don't think it'll ever stop because juggling you have to catch, and then if you drop, there can be like, oh, it has an end. But if you do a manipulation, it can just stay in this flow constant until infinity.
Yeah, to infinity.
Honestly, I've seen some of these things, and I've been to some parties and some festivals where, people just stay out till 5 a.m. and just doing manipulation all day long, and it makes sense, man. I mean, it's trippy, it's fun, it's cool, it's LED lights and music, but it makes sense because it doesn't stop, you know?
Even if you look at how I juggle in the gym, right, compared to many others, right? Many
I love it, man. It's great.
You're standing in a position and you train that one trick and try to do different combination. For me, it's like I first need music.
Okay.
I need something to be playing, and then when it plays,
why need music?
It's kind of like I feel like my juggling is like, I'm not really a dancer, but I like to move around with my props.
But the music makes you dance. It makes
So the
you're
music
going
makes
with whatever
me,
you feel.
the music makes me feel however I want to move to the beat. And
Cool.
then so I'm trying to match my patterns with the beat.
Right.
As I'm trying to get.
And you're so technically good that you just throw the club wherever you need it
And then
within that beat.
I'm
Sweet,
using
man.
that technique to try to get lost in the moment as I move and not think as much as I become harmonious with the geometrical shapes, and so it becomes a unison of one.
Wow, that's,
So that's-
deep.
I mean-
Hey, that's awesome. Listen, can you show something with manipulation? Like one prop thing? To show a
One
difference.
one object?
One difference between juggling and manipulation and how you create both. In a way. Like
Okay.
last night you did this thing for me. We had a great talk.
Yeah, yeah.
And you said that, I'm not really big in tossing.
Yeah,
I'm really big in how things
Yeah,
move.
yeah, yeah,
But there's 3 parts.
Yes.
Can you explain
Yeah,
that? Sweet, man.
So I think in terms of just object, just juggling, I guess, my mind thinks about it in like 3 places. One is, could be in the air,
Right.
it could be in my hands, like can move it however I want, and then it could be anywhere like on my body. Right?
Okay, so it's throw, it's in your
Throw.
hand and a body.
Yeah, and then so this one
Nice.
you can call it a spin, I guess, but it also can be called motion, like, and then so like this is a static spin, and then so
Right.
you have different planes. You have this plane, you have this plane, you have this plane. So you have starting to have a 3-dimensional like plane, and then you have the lines, right? You have different lines and different motion and different timing, just like
Wow.
side swap with
Yeah.
juggling, how we're spinning, right? Like
Absolutely.
motion, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's the first one.
That was
It's
so
really
cool.
important for me because it needs the plane and visual. Traditional juggling usually,
awesome.
I mean, traditional juggling
That's
usually
crazy.
doesn't have that. So like the core of a spin for me is
Yeah.
anti-spin. So anti-spin is when the object is moving one direction and the vector of the middle moves the other.
Okay.
So you can create 4 pedals or 2 pedals and
So the club is moving this way, but your
yeah.
arm is moving the opposite
yeah.
way.
Yeah, so that's the anti-spin.
Okay.
The basic premise of an anti-spin.
Anti-spin.
And then with the spin, you can start like learning how to know like spatial awareness. How far is this to this to
Okay,
this?
cool.
And how far does it take you over here? This is like the tempo, like juggling.
Got it.
Like a circle.
Okay.
So then you start having spatial awareness around your body and planes and sight and how far is that thing from you. And then you have contact, anything that is on your body. So
Right.
anything that is rolling, that is not in the hands, I
Wow.
consider like contact. Traditional
That is
jugglers,
awesome.
Traditional jugglers usually only do a wrap, which I call like a very quick contact. It's just a second, which is a thing.
Yeah.
A little bit more technical will be like rolling, right? So when it's like rolling, it takes a little bit more.
Wow, that's so
A
cool,
little bit
man.
more control, and because it's a balance, and it's a little bit more control to be able to like
Beautiful.
keep it on the body a little bit.
Wow. So let's go back to this. You love this style, and you told me that juggling, tossing sometimes doesn't do it for you.
Yes.
Let's go back to that. I mean, you want to show some more? Or
Yeah, and then we'll go back to
Okay,
the
go
last
for it.
part. So you have the throw, right? So the throw, if I mix it, just a regular throw is a simple throw. But then once I do this, it's an anti-spin throw.
oh wow.
And then so I can do like an anti-spin while my hand is doing a circle, and then still catching it. So I'm still within the realm of spinning, but I'm throwing it. I'm combining throwing and spinning, and spinning. And then I can combine throwing, spinning, and contacts. So it's like contact, it's like touching. Like so, it's still
Yep.
touching and still doing the anti-spin.
Wow.
So that's the combination of the 3 that I like the most.
Unbelievable. I think this is the new age. This is the new
This is
style.
new age.
You know what I
agree.
mean?
I think this is modern juggling, contemporary juggling.
Right.
But this is just based on what I like. So I can't say for sure if it's the truth. This is what I like, and this is what I consider
That's
modern.
great.
And this is
Everyone
what
has
I've
their own
seen.
thing, and
Yeah.
you're doing it the way you like it.
Yeah.
Everyone should juggle the way they want to juggle. You know what
Exactly,
I mean?
exactly. Everybody should juggle.
I do
just
my
like-
own thing,
yeah.
you do your own thing.
Everybody
Together
should-
it's beautiful.
Yeah, everybody should just juggle exactly how they want to juggle. And it's all.
Do you want to show some more? Or you want to
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about this.
What?
What's your favorite prop?
My
Do you
favorite.
like
Okay,
is
my
manipulation props, or do you like clubs, balls,
I only
rings?
do clubs.
Why?
I used to do, I think the ball, because maybe, I don't know, maybe I came from poi, so I have like a little bit swing.
Mm-hmm.
So with the club, I relate to it. When I started practicing, I didn't have 3 clubs, I only had 2. So I kind of like relate to the swing, so it was relatable to me
Wow,
from
cool.
poi to clubs. Then with the ball, I enjoy watching it, but the ball is a dot. It cannot anti-spin.
Right.
It can show some circles, like, and I think some people say it has more freedom, and it's amazing to watch. I mean, especially the French ball jugglers. But for my choice, it's clubs, because two poi, I've learned a lot of the shapes, Then when juggling merged with kind of like floor arts, I guess.
Right.
A lot of people started doing 3 poi, three hoops, 3 staffs, 3 everything. Added
Right.
another one. So they all started learning how to juggle while still doing this kind of like movement.
So I know you do like 5 clubs and you juggle 5 clubs.
I do juggle 5 clubs.
But your thing is, it's not about me doing 7 clubs, 5 clubs, these things. I think you said to me what you love is how the manipulation is. It's not the how much you can toss in the air.
Yeah, it's
it's
not
about
how
what you
difficult
can
it
do
is.
with it.
Yeah,
and it's
me,
more interesting for you, yeah?
It's for me,
Okay.
the difficulty
Cool.
is impressive, but it just doesn't
Wow.
resonate with me. It doesn't touch me the way when I see somebody move. For me, it's important to see the motion mixed with the technicality.
So if you saw Anthony Gatto, right?
Uh-huh.
What would you think?
I mean, according to many,
He's the greatest. He's the best.
He's the
And
greatest
one of the
juggler.
best I feel in
But
the world
for me,
of all time.
You're almost talking to like a person that just imagine if you talk to somebody that doesn't juggle at all.
Right.
Zero juggling, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they walk by and they see Gato, right?
Yeah.
And they go like, wow, that's crazy. And then they walk on, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like this,
wild,
that,
huh?
but not hardcore because it doesn't
You got a
resonate.
thing?
So,
Keep going.
I mean, not to like disrespect juggling or anything. I'm just not that big in juggling.
Yeah. So for you, it's more about the manipulation. Manipulation.
For me, I like manipulation.
Go this way.
I mean, it doesn't mean that I don't like to watch a beautiful 5 club singles.
Right.
Right.
But for you, if you saw a guy doing 5 clubs, 7 clubs, all these things for like 2 minutes, after a while, you'd feel like, I want to see more with the manipulation. I want to see more, not just the tossing. I want to see more with the movement, the way his body is, with the fingers, and the hands move, and how the club is moving. It's the forms and the shapes, the visual.
Yes. I
Cool.
can completely.
I love this stuff.
I can completely skip the numbers. Like I don't have to watch the 5-7. I just want to watch the motions.
Right.
And that's just kind of like what I like, I
One
guess.
last thing. What has performing given back to you?
Performing. Me, like doing.
Just doing what you do. Just doing the juggling, having these festivals. What is it giving back to you?
Oh, a lot. I mean, I've met people all around the world. They've hosted me. They've taken care of me. Like in Europe, South America. I've traveled like 20-something countries. I mean, I met lifelong friends. I mean, I got to like share my soul, my work with all the people that like, that love it.
Thank you, Marvin. Appreciate it. Marvin Ong, check him out. Check out his festival. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.
Instagram.
Yeah. What's your Instagram?
Grandmaster Ong.
Grandmaster Ong. Check him out. So we had to say something. This is a new festival name. It's called Dragon Fire Drums. It's going to be coming out to a festival near you, right? So they have fire drums. And it's not Dragon Fire, it's Dragon Fire Drums.
Dragon Fire
Flow Drums.
Dragon Fire Flow Drums. There you go.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Awesome.